This is part 10 of AngularJs tutorial. In this video we will discuss about ngchange and ngblur directives in AngularJs. What is AngularJs directives? Directives are the markers on the DOM element that tell AngularJs to attach a specified behavior to the DOM element or even transform the DOM element and its children. In short, it extends the HTML. Most of the directives in AngularJs started with ng, where ng stands for Angular. AngularJs include various built-in directives. There are many predefined directives available in AngularJs. In this video, we will look at ngchange and ngblur directives. ngchange directive. AngularJs ngchange directive specifies the what to do when the user changes the value of an HTML element. ngchange directive evaluates the expression immediately, unlike the JavaScript onChange event, which only triggered at the end of the change. It doesn't wait until all changes are made or even the input field loses the focus. The ng model directive must be presented to use ngchange directive. When you want to use ngchange directive, you must be use ng model directive on that element. This ngchange directive is supported by the HTML tags like input, select, and text area. Let's see with an example. Switch to Visual Studio. This is the same project that we have been working in this video series. I'm adding a text box here. Input type equals text, class equals form control. This is bootstrap predefined class. I'm applying ngchange directive on this input element, and the function name is change event. We will implement this change event function in a bit, and we have to also apply ng model on this input element, change model. Whenever we enter something on the text box, capture the count of the text box text changes. I'm capturing the count of the text box text changes in the count model. The paragraph field has changed and this count times. Save the page, go to controller. Initially I'm setting the count model value to 0. Count equals 0. Now we have to implement the change event function. $scope dot change event equals function. Whenever this change event fired, I'm incrementing the count of the count model, count plus plus. Go to index.html, add some static text here. Please type something. I'm also setting width of the text box also. Width. Copy this one, go to styles, 500 pixels. Now save all the files, run the application. Here we go. Whenever I type something on the text box, the count model value will be incremented. Look at. Welcome to AngularJs. How many times you type on the text box, the value will be incremented. If I press backspace, also the value will be incremented. Let's see a real-time example with ngchange directive. I want to enter a date of birth in the text box. Whenever I type 2 letters on the text box, automatically include slash. After typing 2 letters, automatically include another slash. Let's implement this. Go to Visual Studio. Now we don't need this count variable. Let's get rid of this count model also. Let's implement the date of birth functionality. If $scope.change model value not equals null and $scope.change model value not equals empty and $scope.change model value not equals undefined. So If the change model has some value, then come to in this block. Now I'm capturing the length of the model. I'm holding this in a variable len equals. If the length of this model double equals 2, then add slash, copy change model plus equals add slash, close this one. Along the same way, else if the length of this text box double equals 5, then add slash, save all the files, refresh the browser. Whenever I'm typed second letter on the text box, automatically slash will be included. Look it. So whenever I'm typing another letter, the automatically slash will be included. So this is the real-time example for ngChange directive. Let's see another example with drop-down list. Go to index.html. Just comment these two lines. I'm included a drop-down list here. Select, and the options for this, copy this one. So value equals empty, value equals male, text male, value equals female, female. Whenever we select something from the drop down, I want to hold that selected value in the message model, and also include this ngChange and ngModel. Now go to script file, get rid of this all stuff. If the selected value is not equals to empty, then I want to display that selected value. Message equals selected gender plus $scope dot model. If the selected value is empty, then display please select gender. In the HTML, and the default selected value equals empty. This one select, save all files, rerun the application. Here we go. Whenever we select gender from the drop down, it will display a message. I'm selecting male, it displays a selected value, selected gender male. If I select female, the selected gender is female. If I select, it will display please select gender. These are the examples for ngChange directive. ngChange directive is supported by HTML tags input, select, and text area. ngblur directive in AngularJs. The AngularJs ngblur directive specifies that what to do if an HTML element loses focus. It does not override the element's original onBlur event, and both the ngblur expression and original onBlur event will be executed. This ngblur directive is supported by the HTML tags like anchor tag, input, select, text area, and the window objects also. Let's see ngblur directive example. Just comment this code, add text box here. I'm going to copy and paste this text box, and I'm changing to ngChange to ngblur, and this event name to blur, and the model of this one blur model. I want to enter a name on this text box. If the text box length is greater than 20, I want to display a message, name is too big. If the text box length less than 8 characters, then I want to display a message, name is too short. If the text box length between 8 and 20 characters, then display a message, thank you, the name is valid. If the text box value is empty, then display a message, please enter the name. Let's implement this blur event. Copy this. Let's comment this one. $scope dot blur event. If $scope dot blur model value not exist, I am going to negation of this model, so which basically means it compare the value null, undefined and empty. Then $scope dot, I want to hold this in a message model. Message equals please enter name. Else if dot length greater than 20, then display name is too big. Along the same way, if the length less than 8 characters, then display name is too short. Else thank you, name is valid. Save the files, go to browser and refresh the page. Now I'm focused on the text box. If I tab out from the text box, it displays a message, please enter the name. So when the text box loses the focus, this event will be fired. So I'm typing something, welcome, I'm tab out from this text box. So look at, so name is too short. Welcome to AngularJs. Tab out from the text box. The thank you, the name is valid. I'm tapping more characters. Look at, the name is too big. So the blur event fires when the text box loses the focus. Let's see another example with drop down list. Get rid of this text box. I'm using same example that we have just worked now. So I'm changing ngchange to ngblur, blur event and blur model. Whenever we select gender from the drop down list, it will not be affected. When the drop down list loses the focus, this event will be fired. Let's implement this blur event and do some modifications in the code. I'm going to remove this one. If the model value does not exist, then display message, please select gender. Else, then display selected gender, this model. Okay, this one, paste it here, save all files, run the application. If I select gender from the drop down, still my focus on the drop down. If I tab out from this drop down, then immediately the blur event will be fired. Look at, if I select female, tab out from this drop down, so the gender value will be changed. If I select, immediately the value will be reflected. These are the examples for ngblur directive. Thank you for watching this video.